I hope you're hungry because it's breakfast time. Welcome to week 2 of the Pancake Huddle, where we break down all things Pancake Fantasy. We're coming back with some recurring segments. We got a few new segments in there.
Yeah, the familiar segments, if I can just refresh you guys, we got the breakfast breakdown. That's not going anywhere. That's going to be here every single week.
Hungry.
We would love if flipping injuries would not be a recurring segment, but unfortunately it is. Is there a crowd favorite in your opinion?
I've had a lot of feedback and people absolutely loving the Wambulance. The Wambulance was something that we were going to leave out, right?
Yeah.
And we talked a lot about that one.
Yeah.
But
it wasn't needed after the first call. It's not needed, but...
Yeah, it was needed. And I think it's actually something that's effective in raising morale and letting some of our teammates know that we're thinking about them.
Yep.
And that help is on the way.
Yep. We got the pancake meter. That is the critical segment of this podcast. And
can we do a little teaser, Jeff? Maybe one of the swings?
You know what?
Do we have a swing? The biggest swing on the pancake meter? What do we got?
You know what? It's a 4-point swing. 4 pancake swing. And
Man!
You're not going to expect who it is. You're not going to know.
Is it up or down? Tell me. Is it up or down?
More pancakes, please.
Whoa, look out.
This person's going to be a little hungry.
I hope it's not me.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Okay.
We also got some new segments, 2 new segments, and a special guest. More of that later.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Can we kick it off with flipping injuries? All right, number 1 on the list. It hurts. It's AJ Brown. He's big, he's strong, but even big people get hurt. Okay? He's got a bit of a boo-boo, and his hamstring's sore. And the thing with hamstrings being sore is you don't know when they get better until you run really fast on them, and then they get worse. So that's kind of scary.
How? Who has AJ Brown again?
That'd be Rocks in a Pouch. Mr. David, he's got AJ Brown. He's on his way to the IR. There's only one IR spot, though. And the other thing that sucks is the next guy on the list, Deebo Samuel, also out. Similar boo-boo. Just kind of like sore, tightness, muscles not feeling good.
Yeah.
And one thing I've learned in fantasy football, and one thing I'm going to share with you guys, this is kind of this expertise, inside info. The more vague and general an injury is, the worse it is. It's not going away. I'm sorry, David. They say a couple weeks.
That's David's guy too.
Half the season. They're gone for half the season now. David's facing adversity. He's got AJ Brown and he's got Deebo. Those guys are both out. They say a few weeks. We don't believe Shanahan anymore.
No.
We thought McCaffrey was playing week 1.
You're crying wolf too many times.
Yeah, no.
Come on.
Shut up. Anyways, I'm sorry. I get a little riled up with these hammies. I'll give the next 2 to you, Jeff.
Yeah. So the next one on the list, first injury for this team, sibling safety, Michael and Crystal. Pacheco. He is out. Something with his femur? Or no, fibula? Something with an F.
A broken bone. In his leg.
In his leg.
I think I looked it up.
Yeah.
It's a little bone in his leg.
That sounds like it's going to hurt, and he's going to be out for a while. So this is going to be, we know Pacheco, he stomps the ground, he's angry, he attacks the ground when he runs. That's what makes him such a threat. But the ground comes back and takes him down.
That hurts.
Mother Nature left undefeated once again.
Yeesh.
McCaffrey, we knew he was hurt, but now we just got news he's on IR. So 4 weeks.
That's devastating.
Devastating for Rob. We know
Devastating
for him.
football fans in general.
Yeah.
It's a real pleasure to watch him run. and that's a pleasure that's been taken away from all of us.
Yeah. Okay. Puka Nakua, we knew he's on IR. Andrew Doomering's team. That's no new news, but his old pal Cooper Kupp injured and on IR. 4 weeks gone.
And whoever drafted Cooper Kupp, that was a lot of foresight, a lot of insight, and they definitely are going to have a huge advantage moving forward.
Jer, wait, whose team is Cooper Kupp on again?
He's on my team. He's on my team, and that's something that I'm going to have to deal with.
Yeah.
It's my burden to bear, Jeff. I don't want you worrying and fretting about it. I'm going to recover.
Yeah. And I believe in you, and
thank you.
If it's bad enough, that's why we have the ambulance. Okay, we don't know if that's coming your way yet.
Am I allowed to call it on myself? Is that against the rules, guys?
Hey, we're not done with the injuries.
Because I feel like I need it. We're not done with the injuries?
No, there's more injuries.
Oh
Jer, can you please take it away?
Okay. Okay, great. Another guy on my team. Kenneth Walker. Missed week 2. Another vague injury. What a type of vague injuries, guys. Those are the worst. Okay. Hollywood Brown. I don't know if he really mattered for a whole lot of people, but he's little and he's hurt again. Those two things have not changed his entire career. He's always been little and he's always been hurt. And I don't think they're going to change for a long time. And the big one of the week kind of put a damper on the whole week for me. And I think for a lot of just general football fans, watching Tua take another shot to the head Thursday night was absolutely brutal. And actually one of those moments where you're like, frick, I love football. I love fantasy football, but this is like a real dude. He's married. I don't know. Maybe he has a kid.
I think he has 2 kids.
What? And you're like, frick, man. Like, as a Dolphins fan, I want the team to do well, but this guy's a real dude, and, just hope that he gets the help he needs. And it's hard for me to be excited for him to get on a football field again, as sad as that sounds, but
yeah,
it sounds like he does want to come back and play, and he's a competitor. Dang, one of those painful parts of football where you realize how real it is and how kind of brutal of a sport it is.
Yeah.
But the football machine keeps on turning, and we move on, and we hope for the best, hope for a quick recovery for him. I think he's probably out for the year. So as a Dolphins fan, I'm kind of tempered my expectations. But you know what? That's what fantasy's for, right? It's the little, when your own team is kind of in the gutter, you still got your second team. And they might bring you to the gutter too, but you got another horse in the race.
Yep. Second team, you meaning
your fantasy team.
Right. Yeah.
And, of course, this being the most important fantasy team you have, because the stakes are never higher, and the pancakes are never higher. 24 of them, actually, could be waiting you. So stay tuned, stay dialed in as we go through the year. Guys, it's time for that phone call that we didn't want to make.
But we have to make.
We need to make it.
Who's it going to be? We've had some big injuries this week. We've had a lot of injuries this week. Will it be Rob again? Does he need a second ambulance? Let's find out.
Yep. No. He doesn't need help anymore. He's got all the help he needs.
Rob, you're fine.
He's going to be okay. No, there's someone else that needs a hand. A helping hand. It's David.
What?
That pouch is getting light. Someone's got to stitch it up because those rocks keep falling out. Yeah. Send it right away. One more ambulance.
Wow.
Dave, we did what we could. The fantasy gods are on their way. The seamstress is on her way. She's stitching up your pouch. Get some more rocks. Fill up that bag.
Wow.
Better days ahead.
Stay strong, David.
And our next segment is the Breakfast Breakdown. We are going to follow up with our match of the week last week, which was Love Hurts versus Camera. Jeff showed
Dominated.
up. Yeah, he showed up. He showed up. And team blew up. Once again, another reminder that you can never get too low in fantasy. Jeff was down in the dumps. Week 1 was sad.
I was.
And he
Honest.
You heard from him, right? He was scared. He was nervous. He said, what did he say? I didn't like, you were scared of your wide receivers? Or
Yeah, I had Adams last year on a fantasy team, and there's this high expectation, and a few weeks he did great, but most of the time it was disappointment after disappointment, and after a week 1 showing, it was like, oh no, it's happening all over again. But he popped off that game, and just made my heart soar with the Eagles' wings.
Yeah, it was impressive. Jeff has posted the highest team score of the week. We'll see who can take him down.
Of the season.
Of the season.
That's
and
fine.
We'll see how long that stands. And Cam, despite going 0-2, he had a great showing, actually. Solid performance. Bench is strong.
And I will say, he did heed our advice, which helped him. He got a kicker and he put it in.
Thank you, Cam. Thank you.
And honestly, it's moments like these that makes this podcast worth it for me, because you're in the books so much, you're in the numbers, you're crunching the data, but then you realize with moments like these that there's a person behind that camera really benefiting from something like this.
Maybe you're actually making a difference. I think you did. I think Jeff made a difference. I actually think you do make a difference, Jeff.
Wow.
Every time you get behind this mic.
And you know what, Jared? I feel the same for you.
Wow. Okay.
Second matchup.
Matchup.
Jared, you mind if I take this one?
Yeah, you're going to need to.
Baramy versus Eggs and Bacon. This was an interesting matchup. Eggs and Bacon, Andrew Doomring, his team was full of duds. Just absolute crap. However, there was one shining spot on his roster, and that was the sun god himself, Amon-Ra St. Brown. He did great. But, yeah, very, very sad performance. I mean, you can pray the sun god all you want, but I don't think that's going to cut it for you. I think you got to be praying to some other gods. Anyways, but, yeah, Jer squeaked out a win, to be honest. He had the fourth lowest score of the 10 teams.
Thanks, Jeff.
But he still won his matchup.
You're really diving into the stats this week. Great.
And that's why we are the experts.
Great. Are you done, Jeff?
Yeah.
Digging into my team stats?
Yep, sorry about
Thanks, Jeff. Next up, we had Rocks in a Pouch versus Gerby the Love Bug. Gerbs, I'm going to have to start making up team names for you because Gerb 11, whatever. We got to do something fresher than that. You can do it. I believe in you, Gerbs. For now, we'll call him Gerby the Love Bug. He woke up this week, guys. He absolutely woke up. Comes away with the win. We got Bauer Power and Fast As You Can, H-Han, leading his team to victory, man. It just goes to show you just need a few boom players to get you that win, turn things around. Also, interestingly enough, first time we've seen a tight end flexed. We had Kelsey, the old dog, in the tight end position. He crawled to 3 points.
No, 1.6 points.
Oh, 1.6 points for Kelsey. And Bauer Power absolutely lit it up. And, looking at this matchup, it actually reminded me of an old story, Old Yeller. You seen Old Yeller?
Yeah. Love
And
that story.
it's a story about a boy, and he grows up, and he gets really attached to this old dog. And Kelsey reminds me of that old dog. We know him, we love him, we've seen him do great.
He's been there for us.
Yeah, through the years. We're not going to turn our back on him, but one day you look at him and you think, something's wrong. Something's wrong. And you don't want to think about it.
No.
So you put it on the back burner, you draft a hot new tight end, and then all of a sudden, that little puppy, you start falling in love with him. And he starts doing things that your old dog used to do. And you spend so much time with this new pup, you forget you got an old sick dog in the back.
Yeah.
And I didn't think we were going to bring this segment in right now, but we have to.
Yeah.
Guys, we're bringing it in right now. This is a new segment. Banana slices.
Oh, wow.
This is essential cuts that you need to make. And Gerbs,
Wow.
the banana slice of the week is Travis Kelce. It is hard to hear, but I'm telling you right now, you don't need that dead dog sitting on your bench.
Stinking up the place.
Yeah. You got the hot new tight end. Okay? Ride him. Get that dog. Pull the trigger on the cut. And leave him in the waiver river. Just to wash away the stink. I think it's time to move on. That's our banana slice of the week. It's Travis Kelce. This is, once again, kind of that expertise advice no one wants to say, right?
But we're going to say it.
He was a good dog.
He was a great dog.
He was awesome.
But he's sick.
He's sick. And sometimes the best thing you can do for a sick dog.
Put it down.
I couldn't have said it better, Jeff.
Put it down.
Anyways, moving on to David's team. David, rocks in a pouch. This was a tough week for you. Kirk laid a bit of a stinker on your team. And then Debo and A.J. Brown got hit with that injury bug. Week 3 is going to be tough when I look at your roster, but the little shining silver lining, Devonta Smith's the real deal, and when A.J. Brown's out, he showed up. He's a great route runner, and he's small, but he can put points on the board. So you got him to lean on, but I'm just saying that pouch is getting a little light. I think it's time to make a trip down to Waiver River and find a few smooth stones because week 3 is coming, and it's coming fast, and I want you to be ready for it.
Okay, next matchup. Sibling safety versus Cook, Line, and Sinker. Sorry about that. So, sibling safety takes down Braden's team. Let's talk about Michael and Crystal's team for a second. 29 points, 27.5 points, 20.6 points. Those are from their teams, 2 wide receivers and tight end. Just solid, incredible numbers from their team. However, I think they're going to be facing their first real adversity, like I mentioned previous, with Pacheco now injured and gone for a while. What's this team going to look like moving forward? We don't know. Or we don't know.
You know what? Week 1, adversity brought them down. And week 2 adversity, we'll see. We'll see what kind of response they can have.
Yeah, how that reflects in the pancake meter moving forward.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, their team doesn't have a lot of depth, and I think that's what's a little curious with their team. Though Braden lost this week, his team does look steady. He's got a really solid bench. It's just about kind of managing those players moving forward. I feel like that's the big question mark. He's got the right pieces, but is it just a question of mismanagement? What's going on there?
Yeah. We're not getting there yet.
No,
but it's start asking.
I'm scratching my head right now.
Yeah.
Huh. That's it for this matchup.
Last one of the week, we had the newly named team, Nom 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 Nom. That's Rob's team. And I think what he was doing with that was a bit of a nod to the pancakes and kind of where he's at and what he's thinking about his future. And Nom 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 was matched up against none other than Bare Necessities. And hats off to Jeff K. What I think is probably the most impressive performance of the week. Maybe not in total points, but in just a statement win for Jeff K. Bare Necessities. Kamara reminding us why he is one of the greatest fantasy RBs that's ever been. Godwin lights it up. Zay lights it up. Fairbairn, man, you say kickers don't matter. What a lie. What a lie.
Here, let me just pull up his numbers for a
second. Let's take a look at Fairbairn, man. This is why the draft is so important, and this is why waiver wires are so important. Finding
points.
the right kicker and actually taking the time to dig into the data. Don't be afraid to dig into the data with these kickers and start the right one. Okay? Talk to Jeff. Ask him what he did and how he figured it out.
Yep.
Okay? And then when you find that out, tell me. Jeff just lit it up, and we got to just take our hats off to him. He put on an absolute clinic. Nom nom nom. Here's the sneaky thing. Okay. He's 0-2. McCaffrey's gone. Right?
He's gone.
He changed his name to Nom Nom Nom. I think he's got a sneaky good team. All right? The sub 100 point finish, it looks like things are going down. But, Rob, you got one big player gone. You got McCaffrey. Who else is on his team?
Mason?
Yeah. Mason.
Yeah.
He's basically 70% of McCaffrey. It's a loss, but it's not that big a loss. It's one position. And the bench depth is looking fantastic. You got Ridley on the bench, put up 24 points this week. You got Judy had 12. Shakir had 10. Nothing to sneeze at. These are guys you can start.
And just a throwback to our first week, we did say how Josh Jacobs was going to pop off.
Yeah.
And though he had 13 points, he literally could have had 20 points. He just fumbled the ball at the end zone. So kind of just a pat on our back. I felt like we should, let the viewers know.
Yeah.
What we say is right.
And thank you, Rob, for actually listening to our advice and starting Josh Jacobs. That was correct.
Thank you.
Good move. A couple little swings like that, when you actually dig deeper, you can see, you know what, you lost, but there's a lot more going on.
You may have lost the battle, but you're not going to lose the war if you keep listening to our advice and our stats.
And it's kind of like we talked about earlier, sometimes you're reading things like this, right? And it's really hard to see when all I'm looking at is week 1, week 2. Hey, we got a full season. Big picture.
Yep.
Right? It's the big picture. Open up your eyes, Rob. It's not over yet, and I don't want you to give up. I don't want you to throw in the towel. I don't want to see you in that pancake house getting sick.
No.
Okay?
Nope.
Don't give up, Rob. You got a good team, dog. So that wraps up our breakfast breakdown, and Jeff is going to take it away for the recurring segment. Every week, we're going to take a look at our pancake meter.
All right, guys, this is where things get interesting. This is what you've all been waiting for. It's what I've been waiting for all week. So we're going to start at the top of the standings every week. Again, as a refresher, at the beginning of the season, everyone started at 5 pancakes. The first week, things started moving and moving fast. Week 2, there's some even more movement up and down. First place, sibling safety, Michael and Crystal. They are 2-0. They have the most points. Week 1, they were 5.5 pancakes, and now they're down to, I'll say 3 pancakes.
You know what, Jeff? I don't know if we can leave it at 3 just yet. I think we gotta.
Really?
Crystal's still new, okay, and she's doing great, but she's still relatively new. Mike's been out of the game for a bit. I think 3.5 is still generous. They're 2-0, but last thing I want is them getting a little too comfortable.
Right.
Especially kind of with just what they know and what they're learning still. But
you know what? That brings up a good point, because I feel like they probably feed off each other's fear a little bit. Where if it was just one manager, maybe they could, weather the storm themselves instead of being like,
yeah.
Oh, who do we start? Who do we sit? I gotta win,
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so 5.5 pancakes down to 3.5 pancakes. Second place, Baramy. Why don't you rank yourself? You were 4 pancakes first week. What do you feel like you're at now?
You know what? I won my week, but
you're 2-0.
You're right, and then I coasted by. And I'm gonna overcome the storm, but losing Cooper Cup is a storm, and it's a storm in my life. It's something that I got to deal with.
Yeah.
It's something I'm gonna bear.
Yep. It's true.
But I'm gonna bear it, and I'm gonna deal with it. But that doesn't mean I'm not a little bit scared. And I'm gonna actually go. I feel like 4.5.
Going up after that win.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's the pancake meter isn't this predictable thing, right? Oh, look at the stats and they're no. The stats are one thing, and they don't mean anything until they mean everything.
Yeah.
So 4.5.
Okay. Wow. Interesting. Third place, Bare Necessities, Jeff Caterberg. Second most points, but in third place, he's 1-1. Week 1 was at 6, and we're gonna bring him down to 5 pancakes.
That's fair.
It's not that big of a drop because he's still just 1-1 record.
Yeah.
If he loses next week, he's got a negative win rate. That's scary. So he's definitely not feeling comfortable, but good.
That's good.
Love hurts. That's moi. I was at 6.5 pancakes last week. I was scared after my first week loss. I felt hopeless.
Yeah.
A little bit. But those areas in which I felt hopeless, they bounced back big time.
Someone brought hope.
Yeah. And I think just having that first place overall this week just really boosted my confidence.
Yeah. And would you say maybe your ego?
I wouldn't maybe go so far as say that.
You weren't going to say ego, were you?
No. I don't know. We'll have to check the tape on that. 6.5 pancakes, bringing it down to 5. I feel pretty good.
That's good.
I need a few more wins to make myself feel comfortable that my team is the team.
Yeah.
All right. Cook, line, and sinker. Braden DeVries did lose this week. He was at 3 3 pancakes, the lowest
Yeah.
in that first week.
People, and I've gotten a lot of feedback on that, and people kind of questioning, like, okay, why really, like, put him so low, didn't start a kicker, like, why are you giving him points for that?
Yep.
And would I change things? Would I do them differently? Yeah, I do it a little differently.
Really?
But I think we got to stick to our process.
Yep.
And know that our rankings are something that are internal. We're not going to take outside influence and start changing the way we do it. Yeah. So we're sticking to our guns.
Yeah. So after his second week loss, he does go up from 3 pancakes to 4.5. It seems like he's got that team, and I referenced it earlier.
Yeah. He's got a puzzle, and he's got the right pieces, but has he ever put a puzzle together?
I don't know if he's done a puzzle before. I've never seen him with a puzzle.
He doesn't seem like a puzzle guy. Have you, like, Christmas time? Would he do a puzzle at Christmas time?
I don't know.
Like, if it's a campfire and, it's kind of cozy and has some wine, would he do a puzzle?
If he's got some wine, I don't think so.
No. I don't think he's a puzzle guy.
You know what? We're going to find out in these coming weeks. I think it's going to be very revealing. We'll find out.
Yep.
Okay. Rocks in a pouch. The other team who was also sitting at 3 pancakes after that first week. Huge. This might be a shocker. 3 pancakes after his second week loss. He's at 7 pancakes.
This is the swing.
The 4 pancakes.
You teased it.
We teased it, and now it's here. We deliver. Jared, do you mind kind of diving into why a 4 pancake swing?
Okay. You know what? It makes sense. And this is less about David's fear level, because I actually know that David's not trusting in his own strength. He's trusting in something bigger than him. And so I know it's not confidence, but we can't ignore the facts.
Yeah.
And the facts say your 2 biggest, strongest rocks, they're gone. They're not in your pouch anymore. And that's Debo and that's A.J. Brown. And it's several weeks they're going to be gone. That doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
That means they may never come back. And for David, these next few weeks are critical. And that 7 isn't saying your team sucks. It's saying you got to be on high alert. You got to take it serious.
Because those emotions will come in waves. You may not feel that fear now, but late at night, when you're looking at the waiver wire, you're going to be, oh, wait, whoa.
At 12:50, when you're setting your lineup, who do I start? That's when the waves hit, right?
Oh, yeah.
Sheesh.
All right, now we're going into what we like to call the pancake playoff bracket. This is 6th place and below. Gerby, he was at 6.5 pancakes the first week. He did win this week.
Yeah, he did great.
He did great. We're bringing him down to 5.5 pancakes. And what kind of is the essential factor here, if he wants to maintain that pace of going down in pancakes, is will he bring out that rifle, his father's rifle, and behind just a waterfall of tears,
Don't do it, Jeff. Don't do it. Oh, God. Oh, banana slices. Oh, God.
you know what you have to do. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. 7th place, eggs and bacon. Andrew Doomering. First week win, he was at 4 pancakes. Second week, he lost, and it was brutal. Sub 90 performance. Talk about a shock to your system.
Yeah.
That brings him up to 6.5 pancakes. Mahomes, his quarterback, just is not performing. Very mid. I think he's quarterback 12 both weeks or something like that.
Yeah.
And
Not what you drafted him for, that's for sure.
no, it seems like you have to kind of make some risks with your draft, and that's you got to start stacking your teammates. Would you say? I feel like with Mahomes, he's got Worthy on his roster.
Yeah.
Start playing him.
Go for the ceiling. Go for that stack.
Shoot for the stars, and if you miss, you'll land on the moon.
That's right.
Okay. I think I said eggs and bacon was 7th or 8th. Camera, though, who's in 9th, he was sitting at 7.5 pancakes after week 1. It was the worst performance we've seen, which landed him with the highest pancakes. And though he lost his second week and he's 0-2 currently, he actually goes down.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that? How does that make any sense?
Well, he goes down to 6.5 pancakes. One pancake.
Okay.
Honestly, his team, though he's lost, his team is actually pretty good.
Yeah? Check it out. What's he working with?
It's a little bit. It kind of seems like a bit of a sleeper team.
Okay. Wow. His bench is alive.
Yeah, you got Dobbins, you got Drake London, but I mean Dobbins is just like 2 weeks in a row. That performance, you throw that guy in.
Yeah,
it's making all the change.
Neighbors, Robinson. You know what? I'm with you, Jeff. This is like we talked about it a little bit week 1, where Cam playing chess, us playing checkers. Is he trying? Like he's losing, but when I look at his team, I'm like jealous.
Mm-hmm.
I think that there's big things ahead. Looking at you and Cam, Matt, back to the match of the week. 0-1. 0-1.
We were both 0-1.
0-1. And both your teams, man. I think there's some good potential there.
It seems like Cam is going to have a bit of a story to his team. He seems, at first glance, like kind of like the sheep caught in a thicket.
Yeah.
And he's calling for help.
Yeah. What's he saying?
He's saying, help me. And you get a little close, and you're like, oh, he looks a little bloody. I don't know. And then
looks like you get taken advantage of.
Yeah, and you get close, you reach out your hand to help him, and then it's a wolf in sheep's clothing. That team's gonna bite you. Week 3, whoever Cam's against, let's find out right now. That's
who is it? Who's gonna get bitten?
The love bug.
Oh,
wolf versus the love bug. That will be interesting. Look out. Okay, last place. Nom nom nom. Robert Graham. He was at 7 pancakes with the least amount of points in the league. He's moving up to 8 pancakes. That's just what comes with the territory of last place. You didn't think you'd be there? I don't think anyone going into this league thought, hey, I might be in last place for a little bit. Or a lot. But Rob finds himself there. And it feels probably a little real.
Yeah. And this is not to say that we're projecting Rob as the most likely
No.
to lose. This is more saying he's closest to the Pancake House. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I know exactly.
And I'm sure you guys know what I mean.
All right, that wraps up the Pancake Meter. Another eventful week. Every week comes with its surprises, ups and downs. Just because you win a week doesn't mean it's all good, because stats can be deceiving, and that's why you have us here, because we can see through and between the lines.
Yeah.
This is why you're listening to Pancake Huddle. Come on.
That's right. Match of the week this week is Rocks in a Pouch versus Sib Safety. This is what we've been waiting for. This is what I've been craving. Finally, a true David and Goliath showdown, except this time Goliath is a two-headed beast.
Oh, really?
Very scary. David's lost his weapons. He's down. He's hurt. He's been beaten down, and this giant has been feasting, this two-headed beast. And let's see David go up against that Goliath. And I think we're all cheering for David.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think this is going to be a real match to watch.
100%. And even in the stats, it's a David versus Goliath.
Yeah.
David is projected. He's the least likely to win his matchup of anyone. But that doesn't always tell the whole story.
No. There's another story going on behind the scenes. Is a story we can't see. Can't see right now.
Nope.
But we'll know.
When it happens, we're going to be here and we're going to tell you that story.
We'll know.
And you'll know.
And David, don't play scared. Okay? You play fast and loose. You run around the big boys and girl, and we believe in you, dog.
Okay.
Might have to cut that little bit out. It's all right. Jeff, you want to intro one of the most exciting new segments that we've got on the show?
Oh, I'd love to. This new segment was born out of a desire to help people. You go out with your wife or with your girlfriend or your boyfriend, and you go to the grocery store and you're going to have a pizza party and you find out the pizza's a little bit more expensive. It's not what's in the budget for you. So we want to make a difference for you, and that's why we have a expert on the field who's going to give us insight into something that even Jer and I don't know. But he is well versed, and that's betting.
Yeah.
That's our new segment, Locked and Loaded.
Here it is.
Take it away, Cam.
We're ready. I'm ready to make money.
My family needs that money.
I believe in you, Cam. I trust you with everything I have.
Welcome back to the Pancake Fantasy Gambling Corner. Week 2 was not kind to me. 0-2 on the week. Probably should come out and remind people that I might be the worst gambler of all time, so do tail at your own risk. But week 3, we got a clean slate. Let's get into the picks. For our sunny side upset of the week, give me the Packers over the Titans, plus 116 on FanDuel. Will Levis is basically playing quarterback for the other teams at this point, so even if Malik Willis only throws the ball 10, 15 times, with Josh Jacobs lighting it up on the ground, I think the Packers are going to be able to squeeze one out here. Give me the Packers to upset the Titans. For our over easy lock of the week, I love the Bills minus 4.5 versus the Jaguars. Minus 115 on FanDuel. Games in Buffalo, in prime time. I just love cheering for Josh Allen. The dude is way too much fun. And with him and James Cook starting the year on fire, and the Jaguars and Trevor kind of doing the exact opposite, I love the Bills minus 4.5 here. Lastly, we got a pancake stack totals parlay where we only bet overs because unders are no fun. Give me the Texans Vikings over 45.5, Eagles Saints over 49.5, and Bengals team total over 27.5 versus the Commanders. Works out to plus 609 on FanDuel. Bit of a long shot parlay here, so I'm recommending you adjust your unit sizes down. I'm playing this at 0.2 units to win 1.2 units, but play it wherever you're comfortable. Those are my picks for week 3. Hopefully we can get into the win column. Back to you, boys.
Wow, I cannot wait to tail those picks.
Wow. I want my fingers on that money.
Jeff, how many
grabby.
units you putting on that?
I'm putting like 6 or 7 units.
That's a lot of units. Wow.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm going to put on at least 1 unit on each. And I'm going to be doing that every week. And I'm going to be keeping track at the end of the week.
Yep.
I'll let you know how I did, how Cam did. And I encourage all of you to put as many units as you can on these picks. I know that's what Cam wants you to do.
That's what I'm doing.
And if your family knew how much money you could make on gambling, I think they'd want you to do it too.
And you know what? That just reminds me of a story as inspiration for you guys. This actually comes from our very own cook, line, and sinker, Brandon DeVries. Just this past weekend, I believe he put down a $5 or $10 bet on a first touchdown score for the Steelers, knowing that Arthur Smith likes his crazy tight ends to have like 2 or 3 on the field. He puts down one of the second or third string tight ends to score the first touchdown of the game.
No.
And just to make the pot a little sweeter, he says, you know what? And Fields will get over 170 passing yards. That's easy.
Wait, he's messing with parlays.
Yeah, it's a parlay. So he does it. And
dog.
the first touchdown. Oh, I'll say this. It would have cashed out to like $650 roughly. $10 to $650. The first touchdown goes to his guy that he put down. But he didn't have Cam's wisdom. And Justin Fields had under 170 yards.
Guys, you can't play games. You got to listen to the pros. That's why you're listening to us, and that's why we're listening to Cam.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. So, Brain, I love the ingenuity and the creativity that you bring, but some things you got to leave to the pros.
Yeah. And it's not to say you should stop gambling.
No, we would never encourage people to stop gambling.
It's similar to fantasy where I would say never, ever, 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 ever give up.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Okay.
That's been week 2. Jeff, any thoughts?
Yeah, well, I mean, Jer and I wouldn't be here without your support, guys. That's the viewers. That's just a fact. We would not be here.
Yeah.
We love hearing from you, your comments, what you loved, what you maybe didn't love. But we also want to hear some ideas because we do implement them.
Yeah.
We implemented that new segment because you guys wanted that. So one thing in particular that Jer and I want to hear is, do you guys want some kind of more creative intros? Like, week 1 we kind of walked in. Week 2 we just sat here. Do you want some more creativity, or do you want us just to kind of like get right to the stats right away? We want to hear from you. And if there's anything else that you think is interesting or you would love to see, we're going to do that. I will say because we are a 2-man show, some of the features we'd love to have on the video, it's going to be a slow rollout. So some graphics may not be here every week, but it's going to become a better and better show.
We'll get there.
With your support.
That's right. And yeah, like Jeff said, give us the feedback. If it's worth listening to, we'll listen to it. If it's not, sorry, we're not listening to it.
No.
But we want it.
We do.
And thanks for listening.
Thanks, guys, and we'll see you around next week.
Kill that old dog.
Double shot. Kill shot. Love it.